So that's our whole idea. That's our whole intention to get into this aspect. And so when we are looking at a teenager, we are often, I think most parents here have already mentioned that you're looking to how to handle them, how to help them, how can we bring out emotions which they are going through. And the most I wanted to like just share a bit from the aspect of the body, that your teen's body is going through a lot of changes. They're changing from the child to an adult, and this transition phase is what they are going through. It comes with hormonal changes, it comes with physical changes, it comes with changes in the emotions, changes in the way they look at people around them and relationships. Okay, so I would like all of y'all, and I am also parents. I have just crossed, I can say, transitioned into now children who are adults. But as parents, it's very confusing, and it's very disheartening sometimes. Sometimes confusion, and we don't know how to handle stuff, and sometimes very discouraging. So, but of course, there is a lot of joy. I don't want to paint a very gloomy picture. There is so much joy when you see that once they come out of that phase, and now they are functioning as adults. So I want to tell all of y'all that it is normal. This is a normal part of their growth. We don't have to be overtly concerned, except for a few things that we need to keep in mind, like a few red flags. Okay, so we will be talking about that. But in the aspect of physical, so the red flags which Trupti will be focusing on would probably go into more of the emotional aspect, but there are also a lot of physical changes that your child is going through. So they are exploring their own self, they are exploring how their body looks, they are exploring how they need to express their emotions, and it is confusing for them as much as it is confusing for us. So if you can go to the next slide, uh, Lavni. So they will go through different phases. So there is an early teen phase, there's a mid-teen or mid-adolescence, and there is a late adolescence. Okay, and during this time, because the child or the young adult or going to be adult is going through these changes, they are confused, and their emotions, because of that, emotionally they pull away from us, and we feel like something is happening, something is not right. Okay, so we must realize that their brains are developing. Okay, they're going into the phase of extreme development. So it is a good phase because that's a good thing that their brains are developing fast. They're learning concepts. The thinking is going in a different tangent altogether. Their sleep cycle is disturbed, definitely. I know of people who are saying that their teen is sleeping in the day and up in the night. So that is their body clock is changing. They have emotions all over the place. So their emotional, things are going from very sadness to happiness to anger and all kinds of things. And they always want to prove a point, So they've got a lot of idealistic pictures about life, and they keep arguing. You may relate to that they argue about what is the right thing. So I think we must accept as parents that this is all part of their growth. This is all part of how they are going to develop. And I think as parents, what is most important is for us to be aware and to be around them, and to be just available to them, so that when they need the help, they know that this is the place I can come to. So sometimes as parents, it can I will be learning today from Trupti. So it can be that we want to just shut down. We don't want them to, we don't want to relate to them because of the hurt and pain that we feel ourselves. But I think the most important thing is to keep the communication open, to keep lines open, and to keep our, the relationship alive. So that is most important. And don't forget that the hormonal changes that they are going through, there may be need that they would want to see a doctor, or physically they would want to see somebody who will tell them that what they're going through is right. You may tell them, but then when they hear it from a medical perspective, there is a difference. Like teenagers going through the puberty changes, the acne and those kind of things which come up, the menstrual changes. And nowadays we hear of more and more young girls going through challenges in their ovulation cycle and those kind of things which we know of. So their body changes are going for a toss. So it's good for us to also be connected to somebody who can guide them medically. Okay, and during what I would like to say is that sometimes they may or may not be open to going to a counselor or somebody who would counsel them. But when they have a physical problem, it's good for you to get in touch with your family physician and ask the family physician to examine them and tell them things about what is truly happening in their body, because they may listen to it from the point of a medical angle, because they are already studying things in their schools. They've been taught about their bodies. So if it comes from a medical angle, they would be more open to it. And then the family physician can talk to them and tell them about how those things are affecting their mind. What is going on in their body, their hormones is affecting their mind. And that would be a time for them to probably open up to somebody who's may not be the parent, but somebody who's trusted and who's a professional in that area. So I just want to encourage you as parents. We are all on the same journey. I'm also on the same journey, and let's be together in that, because we know that this is the right age. The age where the child's health is going to play upon their future. So if their health is not optimal during this adolescent phase, where when there is a lot of health issues, then in the future there would be issues that they may face in matters to the health. So their mind, body, soul, and spirit all are important. So let's address it in a holistic manner. That's the reason why that first slide says let's look at them as a whole person, not just emotions, not just their body, but also all other aspects like their relationships, their community, who are the people they are mingling with, and also their spiritual journey, which each one of them will be having. Okay, so with that, I'll just hand it over to Trupti and ask her to help us.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dr. Vinita. It was very nice. Okay, and I'm sure parents are enjoying them. I suddenly feel the energy to be very serious. No need to get so serious. Okay. Let me share one funny anecdote that I have come across about teenagers and parents. Okay. I think Tabitha also mentioned that she wants her child to open up and speak a bit more. Okay. Why do teenagers refrain from speaking their mind or talking about anything with their parents? Because the moment they do, it becomes a family meeting. Okay, and so that is what really stresses the teenagers. Okay, the relation between parents and teenagers is like Wi-Fi and the signal strength, right? So the more closer we try to get, there is more interference, and the more and sometimes when we try to go away from the Wi-Fi router, okay, which are us, the parents, the strength starts becoming loose, and then we are like, oh, no, 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 we should be together, we should be together. And the moment we are together, there is a lot of interference, right? So all the jokes apart, teenagers and parents have one of the most amazing relation, because it is a combination of many things coming together, right? So it could be the emotional journey, it could be the physical hormonal journey, okay, and it could be also a journey from where the child is now starting their journey as adulthood, towards adulthood, right? So now they feel that they are either a mini version of their mother, or they are wanting to become a mini version of their father. All right. So because of this, there is obviously going to be a lot of friction. But if the friction is managed with super soft gloves, it can be the most amazing relationship that you are forging for your entire life, right? So, starting with a little bit of, gyan, for the lack of any other word, I'm going to start my presentation to all of you parents. Please feel free to stop me any moment and ask me a question if you want. Or you can park your questions and we will do it towards the end as well. All right. I hope I'm loud and clear, and I hope you all are in sync with me. All right. Okay, great. So Lavni, can you please proceed to the next slide? Lavni, can you please proceed to the next slide? Right. At the beginning of the workshop, we wanted, I think Sangeeta mentioned the word empowered, right? Uh, Typically, we always think that we always encourage our children to learn everything and anything that is new, right? But we believe at Rahat that if you as parents become empowered, okay, in the true sense, then your child is going to be more empowered, okay? So we want to encourage all the parents to, learn to answer, learn to address, learn to listen to each and every single curiosity of your child. Okay, so instead of they reaching out to Google or Chat GPT or any other digital medium, we want you to become their Google, right? Because now is the time when you need to have extremely open and honest communication. Because once you decide, it could be about your own fears, it could be about your own challenges, it could be about your own happiness, anything, learn to share it with your children. Don't think that they are still kids, अभी और बच्चे ही है, अभी और उनको बड़ा होना है. No. Start communicating, because children are typically like sponges. I'm sure you must have heard this line n number of times, but trust me, they are your sponges. They are a mirror. They will always reflect what you are showing them. So if you are showing a lot of aggression, or you are refraining from saying things, you are not communicating, that is what children are going to mirror. All right. So let us develop a lifelong bond of trust and love, and let us empower ourselves as parents so our children can also be empowered. Okay. So now obviously in your mind, yeah, Trupti, great with all these things, but how? Why? And how do we do it? Right? So going further, Lavni, can you move to the next slide, please? Lavni, can you move to the next slide, please? Now, if I have to ask, and typically this is what I have come across, with my experience as a counselor, okay, I'm practicing for last nearly 11 years. Typically all the challenges which I've heard from parents, okay, mentioning to us, parents of teenagers, right? So they are like, we know that our children are going through a lot of physical and emotional changes, but we don't know how to address it. Okay. Then another common challenge faced by both parents as well as the kids, communication gap, right? Identity and peer pressure, which is faced a lot by children, at the same time by parents as well. Okay, because suddenly from being somebody that are always being listened to, in case of parents, okay, my child always listens to me, he will never or she never goes against whatever I have told, to suddenly I don't know what has happened with my child. He is no longer the small baby that I have raised for last 10 to 12 years. Okay. So both the children and the parents go through this identity crisis, right? Peer pressure. Suddenly, I'm sure all of you must find it very identifiable. Suddenly you come to know that your friend or your relatives or your sister, your brother, they are saying, no, my child, how dare he doesn't listen to me, right? I have to just raise my voice and just, make my eyes big and everything falls in line. And then you start wondering, oh no, what have I gone wrong? Where have I gone wrong? My child is still not doing any of these things. They are running their own different drama altogether. right? So these are few challenges. Rebellion and rule breaking, typical phase of a teenager's life, and parents are hassled. Okay, mental health concerns, right? Nowadays, this is a big, huge concern which parents as well as children are going through. And I understand and I relate to it because there are many things happening around us nowadays. Okay. So parents are also equally, stressed. It could be anything and everything. Life in Mumbai is not that simple. Life anywhere else is also not that simple, right? So, coupled with all of that, the need to be in front in the entire race, need to feel that I should provide the best to my child. Okay. All of these things do cause a lot of stress on the parent as well as on the kids. So, nowadays, you must be hearing a lot of anxiety, panic attacks, mild depression. Okay. These are the common words of many teenagers, many teenagers. And parents also are, you know, are hearing it so much that they have started feeling anxious about it, right? So mental health concern is a big challenge. Another challenge is obviously academic and digital challenges. Okay, one of the mother just, I think Mrs. Mehta just put it across that there is so much of academic pressure, right? So how to, handle, how to manage this pressure coupled with digital challenges, you know, constant usage of Insta, Facebook, Snapchat, so many other digital means which our child is going through, and either they are enjoying or they have got addicted to it. And that is a big challenge faced by the parents. They are not able to manage it, right? And then one thing which I've always heard from every single parent. Yeah, something is wrong with me. I am not a great parent. I am not a good parent. Somewhere I am only going wrong. I don't know what has gone wrong with me. Right? So the guilt coupled with, with this constant feeling that I have not done something right. I think these are the few common challenges faced by the parents. If there are any more that any one of you are going through, please put it in the chat box. Okay, we will love to hear it and I will love to really help you get over it and try to give you a different perspective so that it no longer remains a challenge. All right. Can I proceed further? Can I get some can you
Lavani,
please?
go ahead. Love.
Okay. So now, why do we face these challenges that I just mentioned? Okay. What are the typical reasons for it? Now, with years of experience and with communicating and having different sessions with parents and through the workshops, I have realized that there are typically four, okay, broader reasons as to why we face all the challenges that I just mentioned. Okay. First and foremost is preconceived notions, right? So, what are those preconceived notions? I have been raised in a certain way by my parents. That has worked fantastic. Look at me. I'm perfectly fine. I never had any kind of digital addiction. I always listened to my parents. Okay, I never ever felt the need to challenge my parents or ask them a question. So, why can't the same pattern be followed between me and my child? Now, these are the preconceived notions we carry forward, right? There could be so many of those things in terms of academics, in terms of a child parent relationship, in terms of many things. Okay. But one needs to understand that things have changed. Entire decades have, 1 or 2 decades have passed by. The world is no longer the same the way it used to be. So, how do you expect that the certain brain neural patterns which have formed between you and your parent will continue with you and your child. It's not going to happen, because the experiences that we are now experiencing as adults, all of you sitting over here, before you became parents, you were individuals, right? You were somebody individual. Yes, somebody has raised the hand. Okay. So what one should always remember is that we also have our own definitions. We also have realized and understood certain things. There is no problem in passing on those things to your kids. Your kid also will be having their own different experiences. Learn to share, learn to renegotiate, learn to rewire certain preconceived thoughts and notions we have in our mind. Because that is the only way that we can change. If I have to give a very basic example, okay, which has been actually been discussed and studied at Harvard as well. Okay, human beings are not apes. They are not. They have evolved from apes, but they are no longer apes. Why? Why we have evolved and apes have remained apes? Anyone? Because we have the brains. Our brain is amazingly smart, at the same time amazingly stupid. So certain things we understand, we can educate, we can rewire, which will help us establish a far amazing relation with our kids. There is more that we can discuss, which the opportunity for that we will discuss it when we move ahead in the presentation. But yes, please let us try and address and try to change our preconceived thoughts and notions. Okay. Another reason why we face these challenges, expectations, right? We expect that we are doing a lot. Okay. We are doing a lot. So we should also get something back in return from our kids. Or we say that, no, they are doing so much. Let them also reap the benefits of their own efforts. Okay. But it's okay. Let us not have expectations, right? Yes, we can expect that our children can be happy kids. We can expect that, I am as a parent will be a happy, easygoing, yes, with my own set of rules and regulations and boundaries. But in general, my expectation is from myself. I know it sounds philosophical, but trust me, it is the best thing you can do to your brain and to yourself. Cut down on your expectations. Okay? Comparisons. Please do not do comparison. Comparison is the biggest challenge, the biggest base of all the challenges parents have with their kids. Okay? Comparison can really, there are separate categories of people which are divided psychologically. For some, comparison acts like a motivation. But for majority of people in the world, comparison acts as the biggest demotivator. Okay, and that can result in so many psychological challenges, I can't tell you. So comparison is a complete no-no unless and until you are 100% sure that this comparison is not taken as a comparison, it is taken as a motivation. Okay. Another biggest reason is fear. Okay. The fear that what if my child fails? What if I am not able to give the right guidance, right support, right love, right amount of materialistic things, anything to my child? So the constant fear that all of us are living in. What if I don't give in to my child will not have a relation. So that fear, so we give in. What sometimes then we'll have the fear ki, oh no, I'm giving into everything. Now my child is not going to be responsible. Again, fear. So everywhere we are operating on fear. Let us take fear away. Fear is not a great emotion to deal with. Fear is not a great. I'm sure if I ask all of you, there will be one person in your school days. Let me be specific. One teacher in your school day which we were all fearful of. And why? Will we remember them for their teachings, or we will remember them for the fear they had put in our mind? Right? So no matter, even if they were one of the bestest teacher in terms of academics, but have you really remembered any law of physics, any mathematical equation, any literally, any language related quote or poem? No. All will remember is either their, the fear they had set in terms of their beatings or their words or their facial expression. So that is not something which we want our kids to remember about us. All right. So fear, many parents do feel great that, oh my God, my child is absolutely scared of me. There is nothing to feel great about it. I'm sorry to be extremely blunt about it, but there is nothing to feel extremely, pride, have a sense of pride that my child is scared of me. No. I will rather appreciate parents saying that my child knows his or her boundaries, right? They know the right and the wrong very well. That is the difference we need to generate. So these are the few, or rather the top four reasons why we face all the challenges that we face as parents of teenagers. Okay, can we move ahead? Lamni, can we move next to the next slide, please? So now how do we overcome all the challenges? Okay, today we are just giving you a very, a sprinkler of things that can be discussed in the long way, right? So I am going to share with you very few little things that you can do. Okay, I'm not going to go more in details because there is something, more in the offering for you guys, But the first thing that all of you can do is practice active listening. Okay. Can I open the forum for discussion at this moment, please, Sangeeta?
Yes, please. And I would request to other people also to involve in sharing the emojis, what they are liking or not liking
Yeah. So
as well.
I see the rest of the participants also and take away the spotlight from me, please. So I want to see and I want to see if they are responding to me, so it will really help me. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So anyone can tell me, are they practicing active listening, or do they understand the concept of active listening? Anyone of the parent? It's okay, no judgments. Trust me, no judgments. So any of the parents can please, unmute themselves and tell me.
I would say active listening means stop what you're doing and pay attention to what the child is saying.
Perfect. Thank you, Jeffrey. And do you practice it?
I try to practice it, but as you say, everything is not possible. Sometimes when you're busy with work and, especially when you're busy with work and there's a call going on, it becomes difficult, yeah.
Yes.
To be honest.
How to handle this particular situation, right? All that it needs. Now imagine, put yourself in your child's shoes at that moment, okay? And think what the child must be absorbing right now, what the child has kind of made neural pathways at this moment, okay? I understand work is there, and I also understand that we are doing work half for ourselves, half for our child's future. I understand that as well, okay? All that it needs to be done at that moment is take away a moment from your work, absolutely a moment. Look at the child and say, I completely understand you have something superbly important to tell me. Okay. Give me exact and specify the time. Always buy some extra time, okay? Always have some buffer for yourself. Specify that, give me exactly half an hour, or give me exactly 40 minutes, or give me an hour. I will get back to you. Unless it's a life and death thing that you want to tell me right now, give me that particular time and I will get back to you. And say this when you're while looking at them in their eye. Right? Yes, Tabitha. Yes. I park your question. Definitely, I will come to you on that. See, what establishes at this moment is your child understands that my father or mother is paying attention to me. At the same time, also understands that my father or mother is responsible for the work as well. So you are teaching the child to weigh things. And believe you me, it will work eventually. But don't forget to go back as promised and ask your child what happened. Okay, these are the small ways actually the child is trying to get your attention sometimes. Okay, sometimes it is really very urgent. Okay, and sometimes for them it is very urgent, for you it might be really silly. Even that is perfectly fine. Okay, respect individuality of your child, especially in this phase, because we as parents, we conveniently make our child either bada ya chota. Okay, so whenever there is work या कुछ काम करवाना है, or there is something, we say कि अभी तो you are big, old enough to understand all these things, you're old enough to do this on your own, right? So please do it. And when suddenly there is something which the child is now interested in knowing what you are doing, or the child wants to talk about certain adulty things, then you'll say, oh, you're too small for this, right? So we can't do like this. We have to understand that yes, at this phase, this junction of their life, it is okay to have an open and honest conversation, because now we are respecting the individuality of my child. I'm acknowledging the fact that my child is on the verge or the threshold of adulthood. So it is perfectly fine for that. They can have their individual opinions. They can have their point of view. They can have their, very firm opinions. It is okay. Let them talk it out with you. Let them not be worried ki, my opinions are never heard. Okay, there's no point in talking to my parents about it. Eventually, we'll all do what they want to do. No. Right? Always remember this sentence. Your child, if you want to say a no, N-O, your child should know, K-N-O-W, why you are saying the no. Okay? Have a positive and effective influence with responsibility. So whatever you want your child to do, somewhere you also have to show it in a very positive and assertive way. I get so many, complaints when career counseling is happening. Okay. That my child, ask them about, logic. They don't have any logic. Okay. They don't read anything. I've been telling them, read, but they're not reading anything. How will they know what is going on in the world? I just ask one question. Do you read as a parent? No, but why do we need to, it's okay. We know, I come to know from the mobile or when I discuss with my peers. The child is not observing this. The child is only observing, my parents don't read. It is okay. That is normal for the child. So always have a very positive and effective influence on your child, right? And obviously, when sometimes things are not manageable at your end, it could be minusculest challenge that you are facing. Seek professional help when needed. It could be from a medical point of view. It could be from a psychological point of view. But a mental as well as a whole body experience or body care should be given, should be asked when a parent can't understand what is going on. Okay, do not hesitate, do not feel that how can I do this? What will my child think? That, I can't handle all these things, so I'm just palming it off to somebody else. No, you're in fact giving a very good response to your child, saying that if sometimes you don't know what needs to be done, you can ask for help. You can ask for support. There is nothing wrong in it. Okay, so always seek professional help whenever you feel the need. Because trust me, even as counselors, even as doctors, we are constantly learning because there is so much that's happening. And for you, there are too many things on your plate. So you can't manage everything, and which is perfectly fine. All right, moving ahead. So now the forum is open, right? So please ask us questions. Not any question. Not asking question is the stupid question, I feel. So please go ahead, ask any question, anything that me and Dr. Vinita have discussed so far. Okay. Please feel free to ask us questions about it. We will try to answer it in the maximum way that we can. Over and above that, there is something, like I mentioned towards the end, which also will be disclosed to all of you. So, Sangeeta, do you want to open it, or do you want to ask questions through the chat box only?
No, we'll open it.
I would suggest to open it first.
Yeah, please unmute and ask, or if you all are uncomfortable with that, you can put it in the
Kavita,
chat
I
box.
love Insta mom response, right? Yes, definitely you are not an Insta mom. And yes, it is the right way to go about it. Yes, you have to teach them, right? But sometimes, especially with younger, below 10-year-olds, okay, it's okay if they're impatient. Okay, don't teach them patience so young. Okay, it's their age. It's how their brain is going to bloom, right? Yes, 11, 12 years and above, they need to understand patience. So perfect. If you're following it, it's really good. Usha, they are very smart sometimes when they want permission for something and not give time to think select. Okay, so I'll tell you, Usha, children by default, okay, are fantastic sales executives by default. Okay, they are excellent in manipulating. They are excellent in finding that perfect time when they know that the parent is in hurry or the parent is busy. Okay, and they will want. But understand one thing, they have learned this pattern because this pattern was catered to. Okay, so sometimes we as parents have to be a little smarter than our kids. Okay, so if we start noticing that they are catching us in the moment when either we are getting ready, we have to leave for work, or we are in middle of something, we are chatting with our friends, or we are talking with our family, whatever it is, they will come and find that moment to take some permission or take something from us. Okay, you have to tell them that, listen, whatever you want, okay, we will discuss it. I need to understand why you are asking this to me, but right now I'm busy with something. Give me some time, we will get back to you on this. You have to be consistent with certain patterns, then only the child will learn to break it. Otherwise, trust me, they are such fantastic manipulators that they will sell everything under the house if given an opportunity. They are so smart. And it comes as a default setting in children, trust me. Nobody can do anything about it. So you learn to be consistent. You learn to be smarter than your child. Okay, Alfonsa, sorry. John, how to practice active listening when you're working from home, handling a teen and a 7-year-old. Perfect. See, I always recommend, now we all have gone through this phase during COVID especially. Okay. So what I suggest is have a conversation with both your kids. Okay, one of these days, weekend, preferably when they have had a good time and all of you are in a great mood, and everything has gone. The day has been a very nice, good day. Okay. And from from Monday onwards, the week is starting. So sit down with both of them, okay, and tell them that, hey, listen, guys, I need your help. The moment you open a conversation in this way, they immediately feel, wow, my parents need help from me. So you are immediately activating their prefrontal cortex in a very different way. Okay. And when you start like this and tell them, listen, I need your help in figuring it out, when I'm during my work call, okay, and especially since I work from home, can we figure out a way where, if there is, unless and until there is a situation of life and death, you guys don't disturb me, or we decide on a certain time period where whatever you guys need, you can just write it on a piece of paper and slip it to me and let me see how I can figure it out. So try to put the responsibility on your kids and ask them to give you solutions. Okay. So if you do this role reversal sometimes, it will help you come to a middle ground. Okay. How to handle a fight between a teen and a younger sibling. Sorry, by default, no, let them sort it out between them. They are siblings for a reason. Your job is done. You have, you have given both your kids a support system. Okay. So your job, when they are having an argument, when they're having a fight, when they are, unless and until they are not really killing each other, please do not interfere. It's for them. You're teaching them life skills. You're teaching them life lessons. You are not going to be there when they move out or when they are facing the world outside to go and solve their problems. Right? So by default, okay, no need to support the younger sibling. By default, you should not support anybody. Okay? You should become the third umpire if required. Till then, absolutely, you can choose to be one of the bandars of Gandhiji. I see no, I hear no evil, I speak no evil, I see no evil. Right? Let the siblings sort it out on their own. Absolutely. How to handle as they answer back on everything. Okay. So Amrita, can you give me an example? Can you unmute yourself and give me an example?
Yeah, sure. So like, if you are telling them anything, like example for studies, I've been struggling in, telling you study. As soon as like they are spending whole time in watching TV or mobile or gaming, everything, and as you tell them and they have the answer, you don't see me study. I always study. I do this. I do that. For everything they have a excuse. They will not listen. They just want to be on their own thing they want to do, and for everything they have a answer. So you can't tell them anything to do, but they want to do on their own this thing.
All right. So my response, fine. You dig your own grave, so to say. You choose your own responses. If you want to do everything on your own, I am going to back off. Fantastic. More time for myself as a mom. But these are the certain rules and boundaries of this household, right? So you will have to do these things. How you do it is your prerogative. So you can actually sit with your child and give them the chores. You can give them the goals, be it academic goals, be it household work chores, or any other habit that you want them to form. Okay. And for everything done, there will be a good consequence. There will be a not so good consequence. Right? So again, I will say, you have to be the person to be in control without getting in the aggressive zone. You have to teach them that for every action, there is a consequence. So for a good action, there is going to be a great consequence. But for a not so great action, obviously you will have a not so great consequence. And and what happens typically with parents, I'll tell you, they start doing it, okay? But somewhere they drop it. So children's brain will pick up things when you drop it, right? They will show a lot of resistance when you are doing it. But if you do it consistently, right, then they know that, okay, this is non-negotiable. But for that, you will have to put in the effort. What we do as parents is when they answer back, our ego gets hurt. Because, I'm a parent. How can my child answer back to me? How can they not listen to me? So what we do, we join in their chaos and we shout back. So and then obviously when we shout back, okay, they have to listen to us eventually. So what message their brain has received and what they have thought about is, when you become aggressive, when you shout, when you raise your voice, things get done, right? So that is how they will start mirroring. So that is when, and during the teenage years, when hormonal changes, and Dr. Vinita will, I'm sure she will agree with me that when hormonal changes start happening, right, the aggression becomes far more, more aggressive, right? So these are the things you have to kind of, and we are in some other way, we are going to give a lot of more tools and techniques for all of you parents. But right now, this is what I will advise and this is what I will recommend. Dr. Vinita, do you want to chip in anything?
Yeah, I think laying down boundaries ahead of time, before it gets into we feeling angry. I think that's a better way to be because we know our kid and we know how they have been responding in certain situations. So it's good to have certain boundaries, like Trupti said, certain rules that we follow in the house and sticking to it. I think consistency is one thing that as parents, I falter very often, saying the same thing at all times. That's one thing that is very difficult to remember, maybe, or we take the easy way out, chalta hai, So being consistent at all times is what is most important. And another thing which I want to say is being in agreement with your spouse. As parents, we should be in agreement. Otherwise, that is also another thing, like Trupti said, manipulation happens even in that way. That one parent is more lenient than the other one, then they'll tend to lean towards the lenient one and get their way out. So that's.
Okay. Another question.
There's another question, yeah.
Yes. There is a difference between teenage boy and my girl. See, now again, it also depends on how certain things are treated. Like I mentioned, if things are not the way they are supposed to be, whether be it a boy or a girl, the child has to understand that I cannot do this. Here, it can't be distinction of a boy and a girl, right? They should understand what is right and what is wrong. And they can only understand this when they suffer the consequence of it. If they don't suffer any consequence of it, they will never realize it. Like, honestly, tell me, if I relate one incident, okay, I will relate one thing. Child comes home from school, okay? Majority of the parents complain that the shoes are here, socks are here, bag is there, uniform is somewhere else, okay? But next day, magically, everything is in the right place. Then parents are saying that they don't do anything in the house. There is always a rush in the morning. Then why are you putting things back in place for them? Parents say, oh, then that means they will never go to school. Fine. It will never happen unless your child suffers from some kind of, challenges. They will start having the fear of missing out, FOMO. Okay. Ek din they will enjoy themselves sitting at home, no school, wow, yay. Second day also. Third, fourth day, they will start missing out. And especially they will feel it when you are not reacting. Because everything is kept ready for the child never understands the importance of keeping things the way they should be, and then they never learn. So again, action and consequences. It will become easier for all of you as parents as well. Trust me. Okay. Moving further. Again, Jeffrey, I hope it answers the question. Okay, here I will say that what you can do is you can take your child, since the child is young, you can take the child to the doctor. Trust me. Ask the doctor to explain and show certain things, okay, which are kind of little, oh no, I will have to get this if I don't brush my teeth. Take her to a dentist. Ask the dentist to show the bad teeth that happen when you don't brush the teeth. Okay, take her to your family physician. The importance of bathing. See, because like Dr. Vinita said, sometimes certain things need to be explained by an expert, and they can do it in a much better way. Okay. It's a continuous argument and response on things. Okay. So I've already explained this part. Okay. Kavita, I've already explained this part. Okay. Changes with my team with regards to sharing about violence. Yes, Soumya, it is very much normal. Very, very much normal. Okay. Be happy that she's sharing with the sibling. Okay, encourage that, because finally that's a bond which will last a bit longer than yours and the child's. Okay, so it is perfectly fine, and appreciate the fact that she's sharing with you. After a few days, it's okay, and she will share more when you will. I'm sure the way you're putting it across, I feel that you may not be judging her or may not be giving advice to her. Okay, you are not giving an opinion, you're just doing the active listening part. And then generally having a conversation ki, oh, okay, fine, oh, wow, this is, don't give a judgment. Participate in a conversation. This will encourage the child to have more and more conversations where the child realizes that, hey, listen, my parent is not judging me. They're not judging my choices, my opinions, my friends, or what my friends are doing, right? They are having an open mindset to listen to things. Okay? So it is perfectly normal in this phase, Soumya. Yeah, I think we have answered all the questions. Can you give some examples of open questions parents can ask? Yes, Dr. Mathew, sure. What open questions like, so hey, how was your day today? And starting this question, you can also say, ki, guys, what happened at my workplace today? Or, I had this, like, this is what I practice. Okay. And now it is no longer a practice. It is by default. It has become like this. I say, oh, I had this fantastic counseling session today. I realized I came to know so many new things from this particular child I met today in counseling. Okay. Or, I go to play badminton. So, I had this challenge today. I lost it when I lost a game. Shit, I didn't know how to manage it. So when we put ourselves also in a vulnerable position, the child also becomes super happy and excited. They are like, yo, here is the place I can teach my parents something. It's fine. Okay, don't get into that ego thing it's perfect to learn. Always remember, you are teaching a life lesson to your child without actually sounding preachy. Because teenagers, like my, my starting statement was, the moment teenager says that, I want to tell you something, immediately we call a family meeting. Yes. Okay, what do we have to talk? What do we have to discuss? What gyan I have to give? Just take a very, you can talk about yourself, your day. You can, ask some, previously they must have mentioned some incident, some friend's reference. Try to recollect it, ask, up on that, build on that. Okay. If they are in school, ask them what is going on in the school, what is the latest thing that is going on. Try to learn the new words which are there. Okay. So understand the new lingo also of the current generation. So these are the certain ways you can have a open conversation with your child. Examples of positive and effective influence. Yes, we are going to do that. We are going to present it in a very interesting, role play manner as well. So which towards, as we approach the end of our session, we will be discussing and informing all of you about it. So if John, you can, wait till then, please. I will ask Dr. Vinita to, answer this question. Encourage teens to take care of their health.
Yeah. So yeah, I saw that. How to encourage teens to take care of their health. I think first and foremost is we as good role models. That is the most important. I hope all of you all are good role models. So they will definitely pick the cue from us. So whether it is exercise, good eating habits, these are good things for us to practice before them. And like I shared before, it is good for an expert to tell them this, because then they have a little more, like, parents, so they are always saying the same thing to us. Eat healthy, don't eat burger, don't do this, don't do that, So when it comes from an expert, it does help them, because then they're looking at their own bodies, they're looking at how their body is going to affect their health. And so the scientific problems that will happen, because we know that adolescent health is what is going to look into the future of that person's health. If your adolescent is anemic right now, it's going to have, any problems in the future. If they have, so we are seeing more of cardiovascular disease at a very young age, setting it, and we know that these are primary preventions which can happen, which can be done from our side, from the child's side. And that is, we unfortunately know, is the worst time when the child doesn't want to take care. They want to eat what is available now in abundance. So yeah, so going to an expert and asking the expert to help them is definitely one way in which it's not necessary that the child will listen to them, but looking at how it's going to affect them in the future, and some case scenarios, those kind of things. So that is one thing that you can is my suggestion.
I will also encourage parents to, kind of take up some sport somewhere or some form of physical fitness, right? Because this can also become a fantastic family bonding time as well, right? So, I know staying in Mumbai, we have very limited outdoor options. But, now monsoons are setting in. Treks, small treks, Sanjay Gandhi National Park, near Karjat, near, Bandardhara. There are many of such things. Small, one-day treks, nothing too rigorous, nothing too exciting. No. You can take your kid along with this and start young as much as you can. Okay. Sometimes they might say, no, we want our friends. Oh, yes, please call your friends. It is fine to establish these things. The new rope walk has been opened up. How many of us have gone to visit it with our kids? Right? So, I'll give you an example. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, last month, in fact, that the BKC metro has started the underwater, that thing. Just took my son and few of his friends, and we just actually sat in the metro at Goregaon, and we got off at BKC and again took the same metro back. But it's fine. There is some kind of a physical taking them away from digital, taking them away from it. Right? So utilize such occasions, create such occasions. Okay, go down to play a match with them, or you as a person, like if you have chosen some sport, you go to play that sport. Am I audible? Because everybody has got frozen on the screen.
You're audible.
Hello?
I think your internet. Yes, you're audible.
Okay, because everyone else is frozen, so I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So okay, all right. So something like this is really will help all of you. Okay. Sorry,
I think there is one more question from, yeah, maybe your internet is weak, is it? Can you hear us, Trupti? Can you hear me? Okay, I think she's got internet issues.
Yeah, we can hear you, Vinita ji, but
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not sure about Trupti.
I think Trupti's internet must be weak. Okay, so before we are all
I
like,
can hear you now. Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
okay. Trupti, there's one more question which Alfie has asked. Can you give examples of positive and effective influence with responsibility? So I'm not sure. And one more is how to encourage a teen when she has no friends in the class, at times feels depressed and not encouraged to go to school. So these are some questions. Oh, I think Trupti's call has dropped. Okay, we'll just wait for her to join back. Let's see, I think maybe her internet. In the meantime, I just want to encourage, we have we don't want this meeting to just end here, but we are planning to have. So, Lavni, can you share the other slide? So, what next is what we want to just talk about. In the meantime, Trupti may join back and we can answer the last question. So we have a session which we want to do in person. Okay, so this is an in-person session that we are planning, and this will be in Daisar, East. Okay, Trupti and myself, we will be conducting a in-person workshop for parents. We know that the online is a very difficult way to do something practically. So we're looking at doing something practically, and it's happening next Saturday. That is the 31st of May. There are two slots available. One is in the morning and one is in the afternoon. So whichever slot we get the maximum participation, that's what the slot we will use. So we'll just share with you the registration form. So it's going to be a hands-on thing. So it'll be more practice, like practicing the active listening skills, because this all comes with practice. We know that overnight none of us are going to be active listeners. We mess up. I have been a counselor since last many years, but I still struggle with active listening. I end up doing close-ended questions.
Sorry.
Yeah. Trupti, no problem. So I'm just telling them about the in-person workshop. Okay,
Yeah.
and so that's what we are planning to have next time. So those who would register today, we have a concessional rate, and also one 30-minute session one-on-one also we are planning to have. That if you do it within the 5 days of the workshop, we can just to talk, chat, and ask. Many of you all may have personal challenges, so if I can take that on for you all personally. So this is something that we want to recommend to all of you all to please join us. Practical tips, strategies with case scenarios. That's what our plan is. Okay, Sangeeta, if you can put that on the chat box, then people can get a hold of it. Okay, and if there are any questions, you can take it. And Trupti, there's one last question that Alfie has asked us: is how to encourage a teen when she has no friends in the class, at times feels depressed and not encouraged to go to school. So if you want to address that.
Okay. Okay. At such times, my recommendation is please reach out to a counselor. Okay. If you feel that there are signs of mild depression or there is too much of introvertness of your child, then we need to understand a bit more. Okay. We need to understand what are the triggers, or is there some underlying psychological challenge which the child is facing. Then only I will be in a better position to give you a correct answer for this. Because there is no generic answer for something like this.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So
I think some red flags that I wanted to share is like, suddenly when the child gets quiet, even with friends, see with us, they may get quiet, they may stop sharing with us. But if you notice it with they've been having friends but suddenly stop contacting them, those kind of things. So those are some red flags which we need to watch out for.
Yes.
Check out like what are they posting online. So try to follow them if they have access to social media. What are they posting? Are they posting things about death and those kind of things, giving away their articles? So these are some things that we need to keep a watch for. It's not to scare anybody, but I think we should be aware as parents,
Or
because
they
they go.
yeah, or they uh, in general their body language communicates a lot of fear and anxiety.
Yeah,
Okay, they are pacing the house more often, the room more often. Okay, they're eating food little too faster than required. Okay, they are rushing into their own room, or they are rushing into the bathroom and spending more time alone in the bathroom. There could be a lot of sexual thoughts also, which can be troubling them, because this is the time when all these things do set in big time. Okay.
yeah,
Then certain things which have come in the newspapers, or things which have happened around. Okay. So any of these things where you feel that they might be slightly disturbed even after you want trying to have a conversation, these are the signs. Please approach a counselor. Okay, take their help. It doesn't mean that your child is going mad or mental. No, please, no. These are few checks, like one of the parent had asked, my child needs to brush teeth. It's the same. It's removing some mental plaque which is there, and that's about it. Okay, so do not
yeah.
think that it is some kind of a stigma to approach a counselor, or no, please, no. There's nothing about it. So yeah, so this is what we have to share. The feedback form also, I think, Sangeeta, you'll be sharing.
Yes, yes.
So we'd love your feedback. Please share the feedback of this session also. And there are no other questions then. Or if you want to give us feedback right away also, that's good.
Please, yes.
We are open to feedback. We have another 10 minutes before the session ends. So if any of you all would like to give feedback or those kind of things, yeah. You can just
Yes.
spend 2
Uh,
minutes just filling the feedback form. That will be great.
yes, I have shared that in a group to share your feedback. And I thank you for what part has stated to Dr. Mathew and Trupti Natekar so nicely that you all have taken up time and explain it. I know this is a something topic that you want to keep on discuss. You want to know more about it, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions. Lavini, can you please check it? The feedback forms some technical problems. Can you just check? Yes. So just to conclude what all the sharing was about, I think we started this session learning about from Dr. Mathew that how important it is to understand the physical changes in the respect to the hormonal part. And sometimes it's very important to get in touch with the family physicians, who can explain to your children what the changes or what are the struggles that they are going through, which as a parents, we may not be able to explain them all the technical part. And I also believe, being myself a psychology student, and there are a lot of hormonal and there's a lot up their brain continues to grow at this stage. And that is the reason they learn a lot of things, but then they take time to process. So we need to be very patient about it, and we have to find all those strategies. We have to work together to build our child and work together. And I also, when we came to Tripti, she very well explained about, I think I addressed you at the beginning about the empowered parents. And she well explained that empowered parents equal to empowered children. So unless you are empowered, unless you are skilled, unless you are aware of all the knowledges and equipped with the skills, you won't be able to empower your children. And I'm so glad to see the kind of questions, such insightful questions, queries that came up from you, because your questions that makes this webinar more successful. And he also explained about how important about to have the conversation. I think the most difficult part and the type of question that was shared here, I think most of the parents were struggling in having a conversation or to have a two-way conversation. Either it's a one-way or it's a break in the conversation. And I think the few of the tips that Tripti also shared have engaging into conversation in a very healthy way, not being judgmental, rather than be more friendly and in a suggesting way, participating rather than authoritative, than that we participating, and also asking. We also need to upgrade ourselves. The kind of children, I think there are alpha gen and different kind of generation that we are tagging a lot. So the new skills, the language that they are learning, I think that are the area that we also need to be updated. The way we upgrade our skills for our work. I think this is the areas where we also need to upgrade as a parent. And she also mentioned about the open questions, that type of open question that you can ask. And the main important part, I think the struggle that everybody said is about the consistency. Yes, parenting is also about the consistency. It's important for us. And the boundary that she also talked about, how we have a healthy boundary to have the effective parenting. And then the life lesson teaching, like along with the life skills, the life lesson teaching is something important. I think as together we need to be. So the in-person workshop that we talk about is something that we, for the people in Mumbai, I know there are many people who have joined from other parts of places in other than Mumbai. We will like to know about, what can we do in exhaustive and comprehensive, online program that we can come up with. But yes, the people who are in Mumbai, if you all can join in the session, please come, because over there we're going to have more detail, where more participatory, more role playing, more different parenting style, maybe more case study sharing. And I think in the course that you have shared, that is also very uh, is very nominal, because in that course we are giving two things. One is a support circle, like for the 3 months, where once in a month, whatever you're learning in the in-person session, you need to practice that. And we understand that it would be difficult for you to how to handle those challenges. So there will be a platform where we like to exclusively give, if you're joining in this workshop, where 3 months you can get all the different resources and also access to our facilitator as well as and when you want with them. And we are also giving an extra 30-minute session with a mentor. It's a total person care, where you overall, like sometimes the emotional being of the parents also get transferred to the children. So it's very important to understand. We would like to know your struggle, how we can help you out, in what way we can, plan more session and workshops or individual session with you. And I would request to encourage each other, because this support group, or the one you will join, it is like we can learn from each other. And I'm so thankful of each and every one of you all, that you all have asked such a wonderful questions and help our facilitator to, help you out more. And we're looking forward to your to meet in the next session. We look forward to your feedback, and we'll reach out to you in one of, we have Lavani in our team as well. And we will try to be in contact with you. Any questions you all have, please let us know. We are there to address all your problems, all your questions, and we would like to journey with you. Sirahat is all about, to want to journey with you. We want to know how to grow. We want to help you out. We want to give that space. So we have mentioned the price also. Lavani, can you once again share that part where all the details about the workshops and the price is mentioned? So actually, for the we encourage, if you are if we will encourage both the parents to join in the workshop, and because that helps. If you're parenting, if both the parents are involved in the parenting, then good. If you're a single parent, that also not a problem. You can always join us. Yes, can you make it a full slide? Yes, yes. So this is, I talked about that comprehensive mentorship program, hands-on support, practical strategy, real case scenario. So we will have a hands-on practical scenario to discuss, to practice. Like when you're talking about the open conversation, maybe we'll take it up in the role play, where one will be a child, another will be a parent. So this kind of session that we are thinking to know it. Then insight of the children's matter is very important to understand the emotional changes, mental health changes, physical changes, what happened, detailed discussion we going to have it. And definitely exclusive access to the balanced parenting community circle, the safe group that we are talking about will be closed for, will only exclusive for the parents who sign up for this in-person workshop. And the timing date is 31st May. We are doing it from 10:30 to 12:30 p.m. to our session, and two slot, another 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So whichever is convenient, please let us know. And the price I said for a single parent is suppose the type of content that we are going to share is actually very, very verified and very valuable. See, knowledge is available everywhere. We can easily go to the, Google search, and now you have an AI, you can get it. But the knowledge that you get from our experience facilitator is from the experience that comes from the type of session, the interaction they have done with various, parents and the children in this area. So there's a verified info. We need to have a verified information and knowledge with us. That's why, we know the challenges, and that's the reason we are making it very nominal. Like for if one parent is joining, it will be for rupees 599, and both parents are joining, then it will be for rupees 999. So I'm looking forward to your, and this is in Daisar East, ground floor, Panorama Park, Ashokban, Mumbai, Maharashtra. And
Thank you.
Ravati would be there to share all the details. We'll share all the details in the mail as well in the WhatsApp that you have joined. And the people who are from out of Mumbai, we will get in touch with you, and we will like to know what way we can have that exhaustive session on online, or how to reach out. Thank you. Thank you
Thanks.
so much for
Thanks.
all.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Thank you all for joining. Have a good day. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Vinita, Sangeeta, we will just.
Yes. We'll wait back. Bye. See you all.
Bye. Thank you. Have a great weekend ahead.
Thank you. Yes.
Great session, guys. See you.
Thank
Take care.
you. Thank you, Dhruvi.
Yes.
Thank you for
Bye.
joining,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Nishta.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Dr. Nishta has joined it.